Luke has started to show that Jesus has power and authority. This means he's the boss. He has shown Jesus driving out bad spirits and healing people. Now in this story we see that Jesus has power over creation, over the sea and everything in it. One day, Jesus was teaching by the Sea of Galilee. People were crowding round him, keen to listen to the word of God. It was getting too busy and too crowded. Jesus spotted 2 boats. The fishermen had left them and they were cleaning their nets. He had an idea and got into one of the boats belonging to Simon Peter and asked him to push off a bit from the shore. Then Jesus sat down and continued to teach the people from the boat where they could all see and hear him. When he'd finished teaching, Jesus said to Simon,
"Take the boat into deep water. If you will put your nets in the water, you will catch some fish."
Can you imagine Simon rolling his eyes a bit here? This teacher and carpenter is telling me how to fish? I've been fishing all my life. I think I know when to let the nets into the water. But instead, Simon answers with respect.
"Master, we worked hard all night trying to catch fish, but we caught nothing. But you say to put the nets in the water, so I will."
The fishermen did as Jesus told them. I bet they weren't expecting much. They were just being polite. But fish started to get caught in their nets. And then more and more. So many fish that their nets began to break.
"Quick, James and John, we need your help over here."
James and John came to help in their boat, and soon they had caught so many fish that both boats were filled to the brim and the boats were starting to sink. Wow! Picture the amazement of the fishermen who hadn't caught anything all night. And suddenly, this man Jesus has made the fish come to their nets and absolutely fill their boats. What does this tell us about Jesus? He is so powerful, he can control the sea and everything in it. Simon Peter recognised Jesus' power, fell at Jesus' knees and said,
"Go away from me, Lord, I'm a sinful man."
Sounds a bit rude to me, Simon, telling Jesus to go away. But actually, Simon has seen that God is at work in Jesus. He doesn't yet know that Jesus is God. He learns that much, much later. His falling at Jesus' knees tells us this. And he knows that God is so good and pure, and that he is sinful and lost. He isn't good enough for God. Then Jesus said to Simon,
"Don't be afraid. From now on, you will be fishermen for men."
These ordinary fishermen, to help Jesus, the long-awaited-for king. Are you sure, Jesus? It's a bit like Prince George, who was the Queen's great-grandson and will be king one day, starting at your school and choosing who to be friends with. Maybe he'll choose that really clever kid, or the one everybody loves, or the coolest kid. But then you see who Prince George picks to be his best friend. Surely not. It's that boy who's just so ordinary. He's okay at PE. He's okay at maths. He has some friends, but not many. He isn't very funny or very cool. He's just normal and ordinary, nothing special, and everyone else is so surprised that someone that special chose someone that ordinary to be their friend. It is so surprising that Jesus, who is so powerful that he can command the fish in the ocean, chooses these very ordinary men to be his friends, his disciples. So the men brought their boats to shore, left everything and followed Jesus. What? Just like that? Left everything and followed him? Although they were lost and ordinary, they had seen that God was working through Jesus, and they had enough faith to follow him and leave everything behind. Jesus didn't choose the cleverest people, or the ones who knew the Bible the most, or the ones who were the best at teaching. He chose ordinary fishermen, lost fishermen. And not just to be his friends, but to be fishermen for men. That miracle that Jesus did of filling up the boats with fish, he was just showing the men a picture of what would happen when they became his followers and trusted in him. And instead of fishing for fish, they would help bring people to know Jesus.